Hey guys, what's up? It's munclesonkey and welcome to the next episode of the boss Drop-A-Thon. We are now at episode 3. So as you can see, I'm geared up in my PVM gear right now and I'm about to go kill some monkfish. But while I do that, I'm going to be putting together this video. So I did go to Nex in this video. Calfight King was in the last episode. There will be a link on screen somewhere. So of course the next logical place to go was Nex, and that is what I decided to do. And of course we did eventually get a drop. Time to look into what that drop was. But first of all, we got to look at our handy dandy sheet to see all the bosses that we have done and all the bosses that we are still yet to do. So far in the series, the only bosses we have completed is QBD and Calfight King, and Nex is about to be done. I guess I spoiled it a little bit already in the start of the episode, but yeah, we did get a Nex drop, so Nex is about to be checked off. But anyway, I'm not exactly sure what boss to go to next. I'm thinking probably Glaciers, because I've been having an issue to go to Glaciers. I know I really should do the God Wars bosses. Well, I guess I technically did one in Nex, but I don't know. I just really don't like God Wars bosses that much, so I'm kind of putting it off as long as possible. But I will eventually, of course, go to them and get a drop from them as well. Okay, so I decided to go with the same format of showing you guys what the loot we got that I did in the last episode of the boss Drop-A-Thon. And I asked you guys what you'd like to see in the comments, and the majority of you seemed to say that you liked the format where I would just show loots from the boss itself and not really a whole lot else, because that way I can include like a lot of the boss dying and just loots that we got. So the disclaimer here is I did not actually get a lot of the loots to me. I will only show the loots where it actually dropped on the ground to me. And the reason why is because the other DPSer was more experienced and better at Nex than I was, and also he was wearing full Pernix and I was wearing full Death Lotus, so he was hitting harder. But I did decide to go with Ascensions with a Chaotic Staff switch, and it worked very, very, very well. For the first time ever, I was able to stay for a full 2 flasks and not run out of food. I still had like half of a yak full of food after the 2 flasks were done. We did a couple 2 flask trips, but the first one didn't work out because like everyone ran out of prayer. But anyway, yeah, so I'm pretty happy about that. I really don't enjoy this boss. I've said this many times in the past. The reason why I don't is because all she drops for me are boots and gloves. I have had 11 drops before the drop I got in this series, and 9 out of those 11 drops were boots or gloves, which if you next lot, you'd know that you don't really want those because they're not worth very much. You'd much prefer at least, you know, a Torva item that isn't boots or gloves, or a Virtus wand or book, or a Zerite bow, or just something that's worth more than like 10 mil. Or maybe 15 mil at most. But anyway, I was really hoping that we'd break that streak of only boots and gloves during this series, because, I mean, there's more non-boots and gloves drops than there are, so the odds are it's bound to be something better, but nope, we got Torva gloves. So I was really angry with that, and I kind of rage quit Nex, and I really don't ever want to go back there. And here is the boss sheet with Nex done. So I have to decide out of which of these bosses I want to do for the next episode. And I'm thinking it's probably going to be Glaciers, but I'm not 100% sure. Of course, if I get like an Armadillo task or a Zamorak task while doing Slayer, and I manage to get a drop during one of those, that'll definitely be the next boss. But I'm not sure because I haven't had either of those tasks in quite a long time. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, if you haven't heard already, I will be replacing the Ascension bosses with a different monster. I'm not sure what I will do yet, but I'm thinking it'll probably be automatons. But we'll see how that goes. I do enjoy automatons a lot, and I do not enjoy the Ascension bosses very much. So those will be replaced. They are no longer going to be part of the series, and if you don't know why, I think I've covered that enough already and complained about it too much already, so I'm going to refrain from that. But anyway, let's check out the tab and see how much we've made so far in the series. And here's the tab so far of what we've had. So if you remember in the last episode, the split that I got during the Calfight King was 11.8 mil because it was on offhand mace, the least valuable Calfight King drop, but I'm not going to complain about that. And also the Torva gloves sold for, I'm not sure how much, but it was a 5.6 mil split among 3 people. So that adds up to 17.4 mil. And we also have the Visage from QBD. And obviously we do have some other stuff, such as like Green Dragon Hides, Onyx Bolts, some Herb and Seed drops from Calfight King. But I'm not keeping track of those because for one, they're not part of the series, and for two, it's kind of annoying having to keep track of a very small amount of them, and they don't add up to be very much anyway. So we're just going to hold off and not even worry about those. But anyway, that's about all for this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. The next episode should be out in a few days. I just have to get a drop first. It shouldn't take too long. If I end up going really dry, I could definitely just bust out a Glacier staff in like a day, because it really doesn't take very long. And that could be the next part. But anyway, that's about all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again, I guess, tomorrow. Farewell.